Oh, are we live? Huh. Hey, Amber. Hi, I'm an artist. This is an experimental live. I actually didn't know I was live. Hi, guys. I'm just going to work on my gratitude journal, and this is not something that you guys have to hang out because I probably will just be doing this very, very casually for a while. I want to show you what I'm working on. And I haven't gone live for 2 years on this channel, so I thought I'm going to try it and see how it goes. This is this journal that I made in a workshop. Oh, not at all. No worries at all, Amber. This is just very casual. So this is the journal that I did the other day at this association called Vent Over Tea. And they do all kinds of really cool events, and they had a journal building workshop. So it's just all collage and drawing and different things. So this is really fun, but I'm going to show you guys my gratitude journal, which is this journal that was inspired by Allison, my dear friend Allison, who kept a gratitude journal, and we actually created a book with her beautiful, beautiful work in it. So this is Allison's book, and we printed it up for her friends and family. That was in 2020. That's 5 years ago now. So this was a card she gave me, and this was the very first collage I did in her book. And look at we're reversed again, aren't we? I wonder why that's happening. The lettering is reversed. I have to figure that out for the live stream tomorrow. I am an artist. Pretty. Very nice. What's your name? I am an artist, or should we just call you artist? Usernames are difficult because we never know who's who, but we get to know people when they're regulars. I'm hoping to do more live streams on this channel. Oh, that was Allison's obituary. Well, she's born the same year I was. This is, she loved Inuit art, so this was a card that she gave me. And this is my gratitude journal. So this is collage and a sunset photo at the cottage. This is another card she gave me. And then I just collage around it, and it's very, very therapeutic. Beverly. Hi, Beverly. That's a beautiful name. I know an artist, Beverly, in Montreal. I forget her last name now, but she teaches and does all kinds of really cool things. So these are just to give you an idea. This was some shaving cream art that I cut up and put into a collage. This is embossing, so these are actual puzzle pieces underneath some tin foil, so there's texture on there, different drawings. So I'm mostly drawing right in the book and doing, you know, color pencil, marker, all kinds of things. That's me and my friends. It's Allison, Nydia, Pat, Phoebe, and Diana. We went on a trip out west. That was so nice. The foil on the puzzle is cool, eh? Yeah. That was Allison's favorite flower. The lilies? I think those are lilies. And then just basically having fun, line drawings for coloring pages. I'm really enjoying the reverse coloring book that we did in the squeegee challenge. That was fun. This one I love. I love this type of thing. Just starting with a few pieces and then just drawing around it. It's very fun, very therapeutic, and very open-ended. This was an ad in a newspaper magazine. So just starting with the pieces of the ad and drawing around it. Some of these I think I might have tutorials for them on my channel already. But I'm just, oh, that was just a fun project with butt fonts. There's a puppy. It's color pencil. More fonts. Oh, remember the doggy fonts, the Callie fonts, and the kitty fonts. I made those out of wire too. Oh, and this was, we did some silhouette photos. Textures. Mimi made that meme. That was fun. Mimi's photography, silhouettes, I like to explore different ideas, you know, for different collage ideas and painting and drawing. So this is a mix of magazines with colored pencil. This is the stained glass technique. Bunny food. And this is more like that pouring art with liquidy acrylics. Mandela. This one I even put some fabric on there, cheesecloth. So that was fun. And then drawing. I love drawing. Callie, yeah, that was fun. And this was, I think, an idea for the drawing challenge. I did something like that. And then just playing with drawing. Now these were actually Inktober. So Inktober is in the month of October every year, they do something called Inktober. So they have themes, every day a theme, and you have to do a drawing with ink on the theme. So this was Dream. And oh, I put everything in one. That's why I was behind with this. So I put all these themes into one drawing. There was dreams, spiders, path, dodge, map, and golden. I guess that's the sunset, golden hour. And then drip, toad. And what else? Those were, I think, probably 4 more that I put into one. I don't know if that was bread or rise. I forget what that was. Gargoyle. I love drawing. I forget what that one was. I should have written down the themes. I don't remember what some of these were. That was fun. Oh, here's all of the themes. And then this one. Not sure what that one was. I might have combined a bunch of them. I love drawing leaves. Such a good drawer. Aw, thank you. I love drawing. Drawing's my favorite. Oh, potty cat. Wondering if this is another year. This might have been a different year. Celestial. Shallow. That was from a comic. Dangerous. I like this kind of drawing with the shadows. Is there a mirror image setting? Yeah, you know what? Maybe. I don't know if I can do anything now. I know there's a thing to flip it so it goes up, but it would be looking up at my ceiling. So I'll have to investigate that, because maybe there's something in my settings. Remove. Oh, interesting. The cow. A drink. I think that was sparkly or something like that. That was fun. That was a statue. Bunny, rush. And fire. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, because there's like a fire sculpture in the sheen. That's why. And then this is the one I did just the other day. I decided to get back into doing my gratitude journals. So this was a drawing. And then I just get random things out of the magazines. So, I mean, if you guys are free and want to do one too, you could just grab some paper. I love this book because it's square. So it's really a nice format. I love that square format. But all you really need are magazines. So I got some regular magazines. This is from another workshop or something, but I took out different things out of the magazine. So I've got, if you've got it, flaunt it, hope, stay strong. Just cut out a bunch of random things out of a magazine. This was the butterfly that we did in Serena's workshop, so I thought I might incorporate that. I'm not opposed to cutting up my paintings and doing things with it. I have scrapbook paper. This was actually in one of the magazines, were these little bits of paper, different colors. And then Allison had made this. It was in my bag of papers with her stuff. So I thought that was cool. I thought it'd be fun to get a spirograph and I have a spirograph somewhere, and to do some designs. And this is from the shaving cream. So I thought I'd just, you know, play around with it. Sometimes I start with an idea and then I don't necessarily continue with it, but you start by just taking out your images and stuff, cutting them out, and then even if I don't use them this time, I can use them another time. And then I'll do a lot of drawing and stuff afterwards. But it's a very meditative process. And sometimes when I'm feeling like that I don't have the energy to do much of anything else, there's always art, right? Like I could pull out my wire and I could pull out some other projects and things like that. But if I don't feel like I have a lot of energy or motivation, sometimes it's easier just to sit down with a few little things, papers, magazines, and scissors, glue, and then just start playing around with it. And then the piece usually takes on a mind of its own and just evolves. I love doing this type of thing at the museum too. And actually, if anyone's in Montreal, the Musée de Beaux-Arts in Montreal, on Wednesday afternoon and evening and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can go and actually use their art supplies. They call it an art hive, and you can just go and play with their stuff. So that's fun. And say I didn't have that butterfly made, I could take a bit of like scrap if I wanted to. If I didn't already have the butterfly, in fact, I might even use this one if I felt like it. You can go ahead and like draw the shape of a butterfly, however big you want. Okay. Even if it's not perfect, at least it will have symmetry if you do it this way. So even if your shape isn't perfect, at least it'll look pretty convincing. And if it's easier, cut off the extra paper first. Might be easier. And we're gonna go around here. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't done a live stream on my art channel for 2 years. I really want to do, that's my goal for this year, is to do more art and more tutorials. We just finished a 10-day squeegee art challenge, which was very challenging. Squeegee art is much harder than it looks. So that was quite the learning curve. And I do have a last squeegee art video with all my fails, so I'll be posting that soon. And here is, if you do that, then you could just make a simple butterfly, which is really cute. I might just use that one instead of this one, or I could use both. I could do a bunch of butterflies if I wanted to. And kind of like when I do my wire live streams, I just start really slowly and then I evolve from there. Look forward to the fails video. Oh my goodness, it's hard, eh? That squeegee art, they make it look so easy, but it's not really easy. And I also have stickers, so if you do want to put stickers, you can. I have little flowers. I have to actually get more stickers, so I have stickers ready to go. And what did I do last time? Let's see. So this, I had more bigger pieces that I just did. So maybe I'll see if I can find, I mean, this is a pretty big piece too. I kind of like the dress. So I might use that. And then I have, what I do is I just collect up stuff and I put it in a folder like that. So all kinds of random things. I don't think I want a duck. And I had another butterfly, but that one's a little dark. And then I have some other drawings and stuff. I have some other everyday extraordinary. So motivational words are great. I mean, they're just great to have finished. I like that. I like that finish. It's It's good to finish things sometimes. I mean, you guys know me, I like to start things, but finishing is sometimes more of a challenge. That's cute, the yoga girl. So I'm just gonna look through, see what I have. And, ooh, this was nice too. I found that with the peace doves. I really like, and this is nice because it has the music too. So that's fun. Do I want to cut it out? Because I don't want to do the whole thing like that, because that's a little bit cheating, because I want to put my own spin on it, right? So do I want to cut it out or not? And if you know, if you make a mistake and decide to do something else, it's fine, but it's good just to play around with it. So let's try to cut out the bird. Whether I use it or not, I'm not sure. Or maybe I'll use these 3 birds with the music, because they're quite nice. Maybe I'll do that. And we're going to see. We're just going to play with it and see. And you can start by cutting some of it off, and then you can change your mind and cut more of it off after. I do like the way the birds get gradually smaller and smaller. And we can just take our time and decide what we're going to do. This is nice too, when you have this kind of rough edge that's not cut with the scissors. That actually looks really cool sometimes. And if you want to do that intentionally, if you do it this way, okay, you don't get so much. There's one way if you do it, you get more white, and another way you do it, you get less white. But if you do it, just go along here. And this is the fun, is doing this part. Like, it's not worrying about how it's going to look. It's not worrying about, you know, where you're going with it. It's just playing with it. So you see there's that rough edge. This edge looked more natural. This edge looked like I really worked at it. So to get a more natural edge, you would just have to, rather than do, you'd have to do it in one fell swoop. And there you see you have some of the white, some of the not white, but it's maybe a little bit too straight. I don't know if I could do it on an angle without completely ruining it. Sometimes the paper has a grain. So yeah, you see paper has a grain, it decides which way that it wants to rip. So that can be an issue sometimes. But say I didn't like the way that turned out, we can just bring it down, cut along here, and then maybe we'll go for the straight line. We're gonna see. But you can see how it's a process, and we don't always know how it's going to turn out. I do like that music. I kind of messed up that little bit there because I ripped it, but it's okay, we can just trim it. And then we can even take that one out if you want. If you don't want too much of this paper showing, we can go ahead and cut this, and maybe following some of the lines that exist so it doesn't look too, I kind of like that. I like the way that looks. Do I want to make that straight? Doesn't really matter, to be honest, because we're just playing with it. So we've got that. We've got this. I think I'm going to use that. I'm not 100% sure, but, and composition is important too. When you think about like the empty space, they call it negative space, which is the space that's around the work. That's really important to make a nice composition. Like say for this one, for example, you know, I had this kind of composition. So there's like kind of 3 areas like that. And you want open space to do other things in. I really like these lines too, how that turned out. And you never really know how it's going to turn out. This one's more, looks more subtle to me. And then let's see about what words we can do. I also really like this. I find that really pretty. And sometimes you can just take part of it, and if you want to cut a straight line, you can always just fold it first, open it up, and then cut the straight line. And then you could even just randomly put bits. Do I want, now it is perforated, so whether I want to go over that perforated line or not, that's up to me. Like here I did go over it. In fact, this is fun. I just started, this is half of the bird is a collage and half is drawing. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and see what we want to do with these pieces, and if we're even going to use it. I'm not 100% sure. But that's the fun part about experimenting, is you can just play around with it, and you can save your bits. So if you want to do them and use them another time. Another thing that would be interesting is you have one of these going one way and one going another way, and compositionally it's interesting because your eye has sort of a path to move around like that. And then also I had these, and when I picked these out, I was gonna say, oh, which colors match the best? So I matched it up to this, and the tones match better with this. These are warmer purples, and these are more cold purples. So I found the warmer purples worked better. And then there's this, which has a lot of perfect, which kind of works with the dress. If you've got it, flaunt it. I mean, I don't know if it's the most motivational saying, expression in the world, but it is. You know, it's a little showy offy, but it's good. Sometimes it's good too. Like if you got it, flaunt it. It's confidence, right? I like it. I cut it out for a reason, obviously, but I think it has too much dark background. So let's go ahead and cut a little bit of the background out here. And let me know in the future if you want me to do more live streams and what sort of things you'd like me to do, because I can do some painting, I can do drawing, do all kinds. Got no worries at all. Oh yeah, no problem. You don't have to watch it even, Amber. I will show you a picture of what I came up with. But thank you always for hopping on, and we will do more arting together with Serena's class too. I think she has another one on Sunday. So that'll be fun. And I'll see you on the live stream tomorrow for the wire stuff. Actually, I had an idea to prep something for that, and I have to do it in advance, because remember, the wire weaving took me way too long. So have a great night. Big hugs, lots of love. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So we're going to cut this one out here. There. I like that idea of just cutting around this a little bit. Maybe just above the T. And around here. I like the idea of doing live streams where you guys can do stuff at the same time. So if you do, hi Susan, how are you? Nice to see you. Susan, I'm doing an experimental live stream because I haven't gone live on this channel for 2 years. So I thought I'm going to try it. And I'm just playing around with my gratitude journal. So you can watch the replay after, and you'll see that I'm doing a collage in my journal. I won't go through the whole journal, but this is my gratitude journal, and this is the previous page I did. I posted a picture somewhere. So it's basically, we're doing collage and drawing, and you can do the same if you have magazines, glue stick, paper, color pencils, and Sharpies. And I'm just improvising. Right now I'm in the deciding what I want to glue down stage, and then I'll do some drawing around it. But I'm just deciding what I want to put on, because I'm not 100%. I do like this. I'm not 100% sure I want to use if you've got it, flaunt it. So I also do like the hope. I like hope. And actually hope works really well with the birds, don't you think, with the peace doves? I think this one's a little harsh to go with those birds, but I'm going to save it, and I might use it for something else. This is very elegant. And the other one I had was Stay Strong, which I'll definitely use another time. And I've cut out all kinds of other inspirational words in my, yeah, so that would be a fun project for you, Susan. And you just go through magazines, cut out some inspirational words. This is inspired by my friend Allison. And she kept her journal, and she had several gratitude journals. This is just my bit from the what do you call it? This I'm calling it shampoo. It's shaving cream. So I'm going to start gluing down, even if I'm not 100% sure where these things are going to go. You have to start somewhere, right? So we're just going to go ahead and start gluing them down. And Susan, I was saying earlier that sometimes on these days that I don't have a lot of energy to do anything else, it's nice just to sit down and work on some art. So doing some collage and drawing, doodling, like mostly doodling. So this is fun. And then also inspired by this is that journal, gratitude journal, or I think they called it a vision journal. I forget what they called it. I went to a workshop last week and we did that. So that was fun. So now I'm just going to glue down a bunch of things, figure out what kind of composition I want, figure out where everything's going to go. I'm keeping this one quite light, like the palette's very light. This is actually printed on a paper, so I'll be able to draw on top of this one, kind of like this around this area, but then I also have to decide if I want to put the butterfly, and if I do, where I want to put the butterfly. And I also have this colored butterfly, but it's a little bit dark. So say we want to have three main things. I guess it would be this, that, and the butterfly. So we can think of a composition that works well. This can go here, but sometimes it takes a while to decide. And it doesn't always have to be in a logical position, although the butterfly maybe looks good there. Put the butterfly on top. I mean, this is symmetry. This is like asymmetrical, so maybe at the side is better. So let's go. You love journals. Do you have some? Do you keep some journals and or scrapbooking or any of that stuff? I used to do a lot of scrapbooking when it was popular. Scrapbooking was popular in the early 2000s, and I remember my friend worked for one of those LMMs where they sold scrapbooking materials, and I used to buy stuff, like go to her scrapbooking parties and stuff, mostly to support her, but also it was fun. I enjoyed it. And one of the first scrapbook I started with is I just made the workshop was to do a scrapbooking, just a page for a scrapbook, and I ended up expanding it and making a whole scrapbook for my dad for the cottage with all cottage pictures and stuff, because my dad built the cottage for the family like 40 years ago. So it was a nice souvenir for him to have of the cottage and all its stages. And I did like fancy pages and stuff, which was really fun. So that was cool. And then say, for example, say you've made this butterfly and you're like, oh, it's too big. So now we can fold it and we can make it a little smaller. Why not? Let's make it a little bit smaller. And now, of course, my dad can't really go to the cottage because he's 90 and has dementia and cannot drive, obviously, and can't really, get around that much. So my sister brings them up to the cottage sometimes in the summer, which is really nice. But it's nice to have the book. Actually, I should bring the book to where they're living, and he can have a look at it and see. A nice scrapbooking and keep your journal. Grateful each. Oh, that's great, Susan. I love that. I wish I had more discipline about doing an actual gratitude journal, but this is the next best thing that I do. is the art, so that's fun. So we have like that, and we can maybe either glue on a body or just draw the body. I could just glue it down. I wonder what it would look like if I drew the body. Let's just cut this. I'm going to actually cut this up now and see how that would look if I if I did it, separated it, and drew the body on there. I'm in butterfly mode because my friend Serena did a butterfly workshop the last few weeks, and so that's an idea too. You just cut it apart and then you can draw the body in there. That would be cool, but maybe I'll bring it in a little bit more. I used to write in a kind of journal, and you know, times in my life too where things have been challenging, I would write about it, but I didn't like keeping those things. It kind of like brought me down, so I ended up throwing out all the journals with the negative stuff, and I kept more of my scrapbook with things that are, you know, sketches and ideas and inspiration and stuff like that. I have tons of little books like that, probably 100 like little mini sketchbooks with all my ideas and things like that, so that's fun. Okay, so I'm just keep cutting this butterfly, and then we can put it in there and maybe draw some kind of body or something. So I'm just going for this. There's always, you know, there's always like, oh, I should have done that or whatever, but the thing is, if you don't sit down and do it, then you'll never know. So it's okay. I don't mind if I have a few regrets and I wish, oh, maybe I should have done it that way, or maybe I should have used that. It doesn't really matter because I'm not really doing anything with this after. It's just my own personal journal, and it's the process of playing around with it and experimenting. Like, I wouldn't have thought to cut the wings of the butterfly apart, but it's a good idea because now I can draw the body in there and it works. So we're just gonna rub this down. I'd love a peek at that journal of yours. Oh my, well, there's a lot of visual stuff. There's a lot of drawings and stuff like that. I'm not a writer, so, but I definitely have a lot of old sketchbooks with drawings and ideas and designs and things like that. I keep in my purse, and that way if ever I'm somewhere and I need to kill some time, I have it. Now this is cool too, which was that spirograph thing. I really like that, but I would actually really love to do the spirograph right in there, and I have to see if I still have a spirograph. I'm actually going to write that down because I used to have one, but I'm not sure I still have one, and there's a few other things I have to get at the store tomorrow, magazines, because I've gone through my magazines so many times that, but you know the spirographs where it goes shoot, shoot, shoot around like that? I'm sure I have some, but I'm just really don't know where they are. So I'm gonna maybe not use that, but I do like these little things. I also like these little things, although I'm not ending up using the palette, I think, as such. So I still haven't decided if I want to use the if you've got it, flaunt it, or the hope. I think hope is maybe a little more eloquent for this one. So let's do the hope. I like that idea. We put it around here. It's kind of a good position. So I'll go ahead and glue that one down and see. And yeah, I also just love the process of going through the magazines and taking out words and stuff. And I like buying art magazines. I don't really cut up the art magazines so much, but I love art magazines. I bought one the other day. Actually, I got a membership to one, so I don't know when I get my first magazine. I should probably follow up to make sure they got it. So you can see it, you can see through to the other side, but I don't not like that, so that's okay. And then do I want to do these little bits of color? That's the next thing. Do I want to use these? And also, are there any stickers I want to use? Because, well, that's the other thing I have to buy is stickers. I'm going to write that down. There we go. So we have, these are a little more kind of brightly colored stickers, but there's some like this that aren't too bad with this type of flowers. I actually kind of like those. I'm not even sure where I'd put them though. And that's the thing, like they could go almost anywhere. Like I can stick them here and there, and if I don't like it after, I could always peel them off. They're pretty. Maybe they're a little too fake looking, but I kind of like them. And there's these ones too. I can add them after too. That's the other thing. You could add the stickers after, and then we can get some color pencils and stuff too. So do I want to add these type of things? Let me see. I have those warm colors. I have the darker colors. I don't know. This one's just, it's a little too bold for me. I'm gonna keep it with the other pieces that I have that I might use another day. I want to keep this one really soft. So what have we got here? And I do like these pieces. So do I want to put one here, put one here, put one here? I could. I can maybe cut a few out first and then decide what I want to do to them. So I will just cut another piece here. And we're going to cut that. There, and maybe cut another little piece there. So that. I like that idea of just alternating some little pieces here and there just to give it a little bit of color. I'm not sure I like those stickers. Let's see if they're going to come off. If they're stuck, they're stuck. But if they come off, I can remove them. There we go. And I could always put this one here. Just one little bit of balance. So maybe 3 pieces would be plenty. That, and that. Or do you want to put it right against the line? Could do that. I don't mind that. You have to think about what's balanced. Okay, so now I will remove this and glue those down. So I have to put some glue on this and here. And if ever you guys want to share your art, I have the art group Heather Boyd Art that you can share any of your drawing. It's not for the wire. This one's for drawing and painting and that type of art. So if ever you want to share your art, we have that group, which is really fun. And that's where I post all the 10-day challenges and stuff. So we've got this one and this one. Put this one here and here. There we go. We're going to rub that down. Yeah, I'll do another 10-day challenge probably in maybe April, March or April. Definitely not in February, but maybe we just finished one not too long ago, so maybe in March. That'd be fun. I have an idea what I want to do. I just have to figure out what kind of projects we'll do. So we've got that and that. So this is just a starting point, and then from there you can add drawing, you can add painting. Do I want to add that? It's a little dark. I think if I had my own what do you call it? The spirograph. In fact, I've made my own spirograph out of yogurt lids and stuff. So you get a yogurt lid, and then you kind of you have to get a little thing. Let me see if I have just because this is a live stream and you guys know that I just go off on a tangent on the live stream. So what it would be is I would need some cardboard and see what I have for cardstock, but that's not too thick. So I'm going to see what I have. Maybe watercolor paper. That could work. Maybe. So if you have some watercolor paper, And let's see. Wonder. I have an idea. I'm just gonna try something because I like trying different things. Let's cut this straight across. This is probably not going to work, but you don't know until you try. And I'll get back to this one after. I wish I did have that spirograph. Well, see this, I have these, but I don't think those would work as a spirograph because you have to, I mean, you could do something like this where you take that and you just, it wouldn't look like spirograph, but it would just be like this type of thing, which is interesting. It's just not really spirograph, but it's definitely interesting. I like it. We can cut it out. Let's see. And this I brought downstairs because I learned how to do bokeh, a bokeh background. I'll link up the tutorial, but I'm gonna actually make a tutorial myself to do it. So this is the butterfly I did in Serena's workshop, and then I learned how to do this bokeh background, and you use a stencil to make the circles. I didn't like the background on the butterfly, so I did the bokeh background. And the girl that does that tutorial, her name I think is Donna Rice Art. I'll look her up. But I thought it was so cool. And there's other people who have done the tutorial, similar tutorial too, but I liked hers. I thought it was really nice. So look at this. This is not what I meant to do. I meant to do spirograph, but I like this. So sometimes you don't know until you try. That just came because I just had a thought and wanted to play with it. So, but I like the way it looks. It's very artistic. And then you can just, ooh, I probably will use that because I really like it, and I like the energy behind it, that it was just like improvised. So you could even do a few different sizes of those and place them around in different spots. So now I'm going to, this is not going to work, but I want to try this idea where you, where you make a fan back and forth and back and forth. And oh, you know what else I have is that wire crinkle machine. I wonder if that would be useful to crinkle the wire. Oh, I could also use flat wire for this. Yeah, the camera's backwards. I can't quite figure out why. Beverly suggested there might be a setting in my camera. My iPad is upside down, so I don't know if I flip it and flip the camera, because it wasn't working for me. I had the camera facing the other way, and it said I had to change the direction of my camera, so that didn't work. Yeah, what I was thinking is you do something like this. Let's see if it's good. It's probably not going to work, but this is just to have a little idea. Yeah, so it happened on the live stream for the wire last week too. So I have to figure out what the problem is, because I really do not know what the issue is, because I didn't think it should be reversed, but for some reason it was the same last week, and I don't remember from older live streams if it did that. So it might have, but I'm also not 100% sure. Could be left hand mode. Is there such a thing in YouTube? I didn't know that. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check in the settings, because I didn't think I'd done anything different, but just maybe the way I had to flip the screen might have done something like that. Yeah, it's very, very odd. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're just gonna keep doing this. And see, this with the paper, I don't think it's gonna work. But the idea, like how spirograph works, is you have these little notches, And then you have a, it has to be more 3D though, I think, in plastic, because the idea would be you'd get a circle. So say this is how we started in the first place. So then you need a little, not a too big circle, I think like that. But I think it also has to have a notched edge. So say you cut this out here. This is probably a ridiculous waste of time, but it's just to experiment. And actually, art is never a waste of time. I even have a shirt that says that, because it's so important to explore things and to see what happens. So say we just do a bunch of notches to see what's going to happen. Oh, you know, if I had those pinking shears, that would work. Susan, you would know what pinking shears are. When you sew, and you have those scissors that have a zigzag on them. My mom used to, and my grandma used to have a big, heavy metal pair of the pinking shears, and you use them in sewing. So when you cut the seam with these scissors, the fabric won't fray. Otherwise, your fabric will just fray all over the place. So yeah, we all had pinking shears. Susan, spider beads. Matthew changes his camera midstream for left-handed and right-handed views. Huh. Interesting. I don't know how you do that. Whoops. Just see, because I don't see a setting for that, but I'll look it up and see. So I guess this would be left-handed view, except the letters would be backwards. But I was saying last week on the live stream to people that I actually made a little gadget to hold your phone beside a mirror. So for left-handed people, they can watch my tutorials in left-hand mode. But I didn't know there was a way to actually change the camera so you can watch things in left-hand mode. That's pretty cool. I like that. Pinking shears, yeah. Oh my gosh, they make them in plastic now, but back in the day they were metal. So the idea behind this, and this definitely doesn't work, but the idea is, I think you poke a hole in it, which I don't think I have any pins or anything. Let me see if I can do it with some pliers. I think you just put a hole in this, but I don't think I'm not sure my pliers are going to do the job, because I think they're too big. No. So, yeah, if I had a pin, I could do it, but I guess when you're limited with resources, you just figure out a way to do it. So we'll just clip a little hole, and then maybe put a pen might work better, but say we put a pencil through, okay, and I'll just use the back of this, because the idea would be you take this, which is not thick enough, and you go like that. Yeah, that's the idea, and then it goes around and around and around. This is definitely not going to work because the teeth aren't proper, but if this had teeth, that would be the idea. Like, I have the technical aspect right. You would have to, like, it would go in the notches, and then this kind of goes up and around and up and around. So I'll have to get a real spirograph, because this is not going to work. Quick time cutting through tin foil sharpen. Oh, that's good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I haven't used them in a long time, but that's definitely good to know. Okay, so now, once you've done that, I'm going to put some stuff away so I don't get overwhelmed with all this stuff. So let's put the extras away, because I can use those another time. And I'll remove my scraps. I do like this piece. I might use that or do another one. I'm going to get rid of my little scraps just to clean up my workspace a bit. Keep my list. And put this stuff in the garbage. Okay. Now, let us figure what we want to do with this. Yeah, this is actually really cool. And say you wanted to do something like that directly on your paper, you could. We can get that. And we could even get a different color if you wanted to. Like, so you can do it in a color if you felt like it. This might be a hot mess, but I think the other one turned out better. Best, but we're gonna go with it. The idea would be not to necessarily have lines around the outside, but sometimes it did. So that's strange, but that's okay. You know, it's an idea just to do something like that. And you have this gray one too. You could do smaller ones too, if you wanted to. I'm just really playing around with this. So, and say we wanted to do a half one, you could do that. You could go like that, and we can just go like that. And then you have a half one. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. This is almost a sampler of different ideas that you can do. Now, if you wanted to do a bigger one, you'd have to get a larger stencil or make your own stencil. But let's go ahead and try to do the butterfly body. I'll get a few colors of these, and we can just go ahead, maybe do some eyes, and then I'm just going to kind of follow the idea of what I did recently in the workshop with my friend Serena. So we're just going to kind of build up the colors. I don't know how accurate it is. It doesn't really matter. I love that look. Thank you. Oh, there's my gray hair. You don't need to see that. I'm going to move back a little bit. Okay, so now we can just kind of do some more coloring. I love building up colors. So you can just use all kinds of colors, and it looks much more rich when you use different colors. And what's that? This is like a darker burgundy brown type of thing. So sometimes when you want dark, it's better not to put black, because blacks can be a little bit stark. But we can use different colors. And then when you want to do the antenna, maybe blue. Kind of like, is this blue? This is a blue. I can sharpen that up. There we go. Yeah, it's good to have a sharpener handy. I know Amber uses an electric pencil sharpener. No, not Amber. Does Amber use one? Kristen does. My sister Kristen uses an electric. I should have told Kristen that I'm on. She might notice that I'm on. Because Kristen does a lot of art with us too. What time is it over there? It's evening for her, so she's probably home. I should message her. She'll probably get a notification that I'm live. There we go. So I'm just kind of playing around, adding colors. These are supposed to be kind of eyes, and then the antenna would come up like that. Kind of like that. And it's good to kind of vary how much pressure you put on the pencil. Oh, I just did a little blotch there by mistake. Anyways, that's fun. So go as dark as you want with that. Play around with it. I love that idea of just adding some color pencils. So we've got like the cutout body of the butterfly, and then we have the detail. And then if you want, you can outline it. And this is where it gets very meditative and fun. You just go with the flow. Whatever feels right. It's very intuitive. So don't overthink it. Just do what you think is right. And if you make a mistake, like that's not the best thing on the planet, but it's interesting. And this becomes a sampler of techniques and ideas. And I do like the outline of this. I think it makes it pop a little bit more. And I like that I did a butterfly that wasn't really a butterfly. It was just abstract painting. And we created a butterfly very, very easily because we just took our paper and folded it and cut it. I didn't even use a stencil. I just drew it. So that was fun. And I think outlining it really makes it pop. And we're just following. I'm kind of pressing a little bit, but not too much around there. So that's really fun. Bring it right in. And I mean, you can go in and do details on the wings. You can draw on the wings if you want, but I don't want to overdo it. So I'm going to just go in here a little bit more. I like outlining things. Like that's kind of one of the styles of drawing that I really enjoy. Is just doing a lot of lines. So you saw in the other one, well, like this one, it's just doodles. So I'll do some of the doodly too, this stuff too. I really do like that. So we've got that. And then what happened to my piece that I may as well glue this one on too, because this was the original piece. So we can put that one there. This looks like one of those little bundly things that you hang places. And then you just have to go with your intuition of where it looks good. I kind of like it over here. So, and it could overlap the dress, or it could not overlap the dress. We could have erased some of that. This could go behind a little bit. Say we clip some off, we could put it behind there. It really just depends on what you think feels right. So now we're going to glue the back of this one. Okay. Put a lot of glue so it'll stay. Okay. And I'm just going to put it over here, I think. There. See, it's, I don't know, should I go further down? I'm not going to push it down now because the glue is going to affect the paper and it won't, it's going to be hard to draw on top. So I'm just going to stick it there, even though maybe it would look better if it was lower down. I'm also going to plug in my computer because it is going to conk out. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So that's cool. Would it be nicer, I think, if that was bigger, but that was the biggest I could go with this template. So that's okay. But maybe to even it out, we should do a few more of these to make them look more even. So let's go ahead and make a smaller one. Okay, so we have a nice contrasting sizes. Maybe over here. I can get a different color too. I can try with the purple. And, oops, make sure it's really down there. Maybe I should have sharpened my pencil a little bit more. Interesting, eh? I like it. Oh, and then we had that one there too. Perfect. And let's do a couple more. Why not? And we can do them different colors too if we want. So here, we could even do one coming off the page. Could be good. How well that's gonna go because it's hard when it goes off the page. It's hard to control it, but that's the idea. You don't want too much control. It's like kind of winding wire around, so that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of wish I had more variety of sizes. I like the pencil ones. Hopefully the pencil one isn't going to smudge. Maybe I'll just do a couple of more. I'll do one here, maybe smaller. Oh, the pencil worked better. I'm gonna get a spirograph. You guys will see, it'll be fun. It's a little light maybe. Let's see. Is it that one? I should have sharpened my pencil a bit. Connie, how are you? Have you been on long? I came on an hour ago. I'm just playing around, Connie. This was unplanned. I just decided to do a live stream showing how I work in the in my gratitude journal. So this is all my pages and stuff, and what's the drawing too? And this is the one I posted in the group the other day with all the patterns and stuff. And this was the journal that I did at the journal building workshop. And yeah, I've just been gluing pieces, playing around with techniques, having fun with it, and I want to do more in this journal. I'll probably have to order another one because I'm getting towards the end. But yeah, I'm just here for fun. Amber was on earlier, and we're just yep, playing around. So maybe I'll get my markers. Where are my other markers? Oh, here they are. Because I want to use more light colors. So I have a bunch of markers here. Maybe I'll go for the more muted colors because I want to keep this one really light. So gray. Oh, my lid fell off. I don't think I want to go orange. I really want to keep it pastel-y, so some of these might be too, I think that one's light too. I could also use more color pencils if I want to keep it light, so let's do that. And do you keep a journal, Connie? I know you've done so many art projects, but I don't know if you do like journaling and scrapbooking and things like that. But that's sort of where we're going with this right now. I feel like I need another circle up top, so maybe I'll do one more with the stencil. I feel like it can use one more up here, but what color do we want to use? I like the purple, but I'm going to sharpen it because it works better when it's sharper. So let's get the sharpener. Yeah, I was saying earlier that I haven't gone live on this channel for 2 years. So now is time. Now's the time to go live. And we're going to do another circle maybe here. Devotional art journal. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. That's really cool. So now we're going to, what would happen if we did this? If we covered that corner with this, we put this here. This is all about discovery. That's why I love doing these things, because we're just discovering. So now, I don't know if it's going to work so well because we've got that hard edge now. This is basically scribbling in a stencil. Okay, so how's that look? I like it. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of wishing I had some bigger circles, and I think I do have a bigger, I'm going to write that down to make sure, see if I have a bigger circle stencil. I'm writing a list here, so I have a bunch of things I have to get tomorrow. So this is pretty contrasty to the rest of it. This is all very pastel-y, and this stands out a little too much, but that's okay to have an area that stands out a little more. And I also like this idea with the music. So I was wondering if maybe I can continue some of those lines to continue the staff to make it more interesting. It's a real process. Sometimes I spend 3 hours on these very simple looking collages, but it's 3 hours that flies by. So Oh, wow, spirograph. Yeah, I thought I had some spirograph, but I can't find it. So I'll probably pick one up at a Value Village or one of those places if I can't find the ones that I have. Because, yeah, spirograph is fun. Okay, so now I'm going to see what happens if I just continue these lines. And like I said, this might, sometimes you regret things, sometimes you don't, but you don't know until you try. So that's where we're at with this. We're just trying different things. My lines aren't going to be perfect. I know I'm not going to go over the dress. I'm going to go to there and to there. The dress I actually cut out or printed out at one point because I made some dresses out of wire with them. Actually, it was with my friend Allison and Nydia at the gallery on my 100th Wire Lady TV live stream. And that was, well, at least 5 years ago because Allison passed away 5 years ago. And we did a celebration at the gallery and we were making like wire dresses and stuff. So this is interesting. I like the way those lines work, and you could even extend them right across if you want to. Let's keep going. And here, let me do it this way so we can see it better. Over here. And up here. And here. And one more. Okay. There we go. So the lines aren't super straight, but I really do like the idea of doing some notes. So maybe I could try to do some in a way that's, maybe I should do them with a contrasting thing. Let's sharpen this up a little bit. I keep forgetting this is, I have to think of which way. It's supposed to go more this way, that's why, because we're opposite, right? So I see that it could be working better. I should have closed up the camera too, so we could have seen it better. It's okay. Okay, so let's do some. Now these are good look. Oh, Mark's going to bed.
Bye bye. Il n'y a pas de déranger.
Ouais.
Bye bye.
Dis bye bye à tout le monde.
Oui, bye bye tout le monde.
Everybody say goodnight to Mark.
Merci pour la lettre.
There we go. Mark goes to bed much earlier than me. I'm a night owl. Okay, so we're going to just do some loose letters. Oh, nice. Thanks, Scotty. Yeah, Mark goes to bed pretty early. I don't usually go to bed till about 2, which is probably not the best thing, but I like those late night times where you can just think and do your own thing. Okay, so there we go. So we've got some. How's the weather there, Connie? Is it pretty wintry? We had one day of warmish weather, and now it's getting back to being cold. I think you guys get a lot of wind on the lake there. Okay, so there's that. Now I already see that this is smudging a little bit, and that's because it's pencil. So if you have an issue with that, you could always erase it. Although I'm not sure I have an eraser handy, so I don't know if it's worth it to erase it. Okay. We're gonna see. Okay. Okay, so now that's fun. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, but like I said, I don't think I have an eraser handy. I wonder if any of them have an eraser on the back. No. And over here. Oh, I bet I have one on my tree. Let me have a look and see. Actually, this eraser I use for the squeegee challenge, so it has paint on it, but that's okay. It's pretty cold. Ooh. Oh, not sure in Celsius. Yeah, we're around -3 today, which is pretty warm. Yeah, this one's smudgy, and so I'm just going to erase it. There we go. See, there's always opportunities to pull it back a bit, change things a little bit. But I did like having that there to take away from. I don't want too many music notes, so maybe I'll do another one with a different color. So maybe I don't want it as big as that, so maybe around here or something. And what color can we do? We did purple there, that one there. And we go pink. Ooh, green. We could do green. See, I'm gonna check the green over here. That green's a little dark. This green maybe. It's kind of a pastel-y green. Kind of matches some of those greens. Let's try the green. Why not? Here, I've got to go. No problem. Thank you so much for popping by, Susan. Feel better, and don't feel you have to watch the whole thing. These are very casual, just for fun. I will post a picture of the final thing, so then you'll get to see it. But sleep tight and take care of yourself. Thanks for hopping on. There we go. So it just makes a really interesting effect, and I do like that I've added green because it picks up the green in the butterfly. So now people are always amazed about these little funny little drawings and stuff, so maybe I'll do some of those. They actually don't take that long to do, but I just want to make sure I have the right kind of marker to do them with, because I don't know which marker I want to use. I don't want to go too dark, but I also don't really want to use pencil. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I could use some of these. What did I do there? It's light blue. I went mostly. Oh, and then I also like doing these line things. So maybe I'll try to do a bit of both of those things so you guys can see how I do them. That was cool with I really like those with the plants too. But I think this type of thing would benefit from doing some spirals and that. So we can go ahead and do some of those. And this is where you just kind of have fun with it. So we can just, and where do you start? Well, you just start by starting, because sometimes we don't know where to start. So we'll just go and start. And you can do some like this type of thing. You can do some like this type of thing. And that's kind of what I did with the other one. I just played with it. So you can just play with it in any way that you want. The idea is just to fill in the space in any way that you want. Okay, and then just to reference, I did lines of things, but you can do areas of things as well. There's no real rules, and so you want to go around this. You can outline this if you want, or you can just go ahead and do this type of thing if you do want, or if, like, say you just decide you want to outline it. There's everything will look differently depending on what approach you take to it. And I always advise just go with the flow. And I want to make sure I have to bring this more this way, I think. Is that the right way to move it? Just so it's in the picture? Yeah, okay. Okay, that's it. So it's in the way. Amber's back. How you doing? Did you have to feed some puppies? Oh no, look at that. I went off the page. See, I already messed up, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's hard outlining magazine pages because it's pretty flat, right? So it just kind of your pencil can slide. So I'm just gonna go like that, but then if I decide I want to do something else and just do lines, you can do lines too. And the idea is just to play with it. And it's like doodling. I made a comic about this lady that I met at the workshop because she actually works in customer service at IKEA, which sounds like a horribly stressful job to me. I did that telephone customer service job for 4 hours once when I lived in Toronto, and it just traumatized me. And so apparently she has a sticker she puts on her computer or near her phone that says, don't take it personally. And I was joking with her, and because she liked my drawing, she liked my doodles, because we were chatting the whole time, and she didn't notice I'd drawn all this stuff. She said, how did you do that? I said, well, it's just doodling, and I do it unconsciously. That's the thing. You can multitask, because you can talk and doodle at the same time. And she thought that was so cool, and I said, well, you should doodle while you're talking to your customers, and then you can sell it as de-stress art and make $1 million and quit your job. And she thought that was the funniest thing she'd ever heard, but I was somewhat serious. Anyway, she was a sweet lady, and I hope I see her again, because that was really, really fun. So you see now, I'm just playing around with this. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. I don't always have a plan. Sometimes I just play with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And if you want to vary your markers, you can go in with some other colors too. So you just don't always want to use the same color. So let's try this color and see what it's like. That reminds me of the Laurel Birch Cat project I do with my... Ooh, I want to see a picture of that. That sounds fun. I'd love to see some more of your art projects, Connie. The kids must love them. Okay, so now what do I want to do here? I'm going to try this marker to see how it works. This one's a little thick because normally I would use a thinner marker, but this one is pretty thick. But I do like that the color picks up on that color a little bit, so that's pretty cool. I think I need to get more thinner markers. Actually, I have my paint markers that I could use. I just have to find them. I used them when I did that gnome painting for the Christmas card challenge, but I'm not sure where I put them. They might be in my room. So I'm just gonna play with this a little bit around here. And I have this whole area. Remember we tore, or that area was torn out rather than cut. So I can just bring this marker around here if we want. And what if I want to try another color? We can do that. This is similar. This is actually a very similar color. But I do like the idea of going in with some more neutral colors and filling in colors. So you could do those doodles. I mean, this might actually look like a hot mess after, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to play with it. You can outline with the thicker marker too, as it makes it interesting. It almost makes it look shadowy. Okay, I'm going to bring that all the way around. And then that, can't do it at that side, but we can go around here. Actually, we could go down here. And then if you decide you want to erase that little bit there, I don't know if it would erase or not. We can try it so it looks like the pink is behind. It's hard to erase color pencil. It really is hard to erase, but it's not bad. It's kind of cool. Maybe I should do more green because that green kind of sticks out there. And I do like the idea. So we can just do some more. See how well the pencil works for doing patterns. The marker works better, but the pencil still works. Yeah, the marker is definitely better, but the pencil works, and it gives it a little bit, it's nice to have a little bit of the color in different places. And this one I think is gonna smudge, but I kind of like it because it was the first one that I made, so it kind of gives you an idea. You know, keeps that initial inspiration, which is nice, so I kind of don't want to erase it. So that's fun. And then maybe I want to do more over here to make it more even. I can do that. And around here. And, you know, do I want to fill out the whole thing? Maybe. The other one I did, I filled it out. I don't know if I love those squiggles with that marker, but that's okay. I do like the idea of outlining some of these things, so I don't know how well I can outline a circle. I don't know if my hand's steady enough to outline a circle, but we're going to try. Around. Oh yeah, it's a bit of a, it's not the best. So, oh, you know what I could have done? I've got another one. That would have made it a little more even, maybe. Let's see if I can do that to even it out. Maybe it has to be bigger. So you just learn as you go and play around with it. Because sometimes if it's a little off, it looks weird, but you know, it's a little dark, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry. You could even see if you don't like it, you can collage something on top. It's not a problem at all. And this, I find it sticks out a lot. So if that's the case, if that sticks out too much and you want to balance it out, you can just get another piece of it and bring it down here. We can do that. So we can, which is the right side up? This way, I guess. Bring that across. Bring that one across. And I don't know if that's straight or not. Okay, maybe like that. Yeah, so that maybe gives it more balance if you do that. Or if you don't want it right against here. And see, it has some green in it, which is really cool. Maybe we can just put some up here. Yeah, see if you don't, let's see, if we don't like that piece, we'll just cover it. That's the wonderful thing about collage, is you can just go with the flow. You can change things, you can fix things. Yeah, because I didn't like that circle, so now we've got that, which is better, and then it also balances that, which is good. Yeah, this one, like I said, I'm not 100% sure I love that anymore, because it's going to get really maybe smudged, and hopefully it won't get smudged, but we'll see. Remember I made this thing? I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. But I like that idea. I don't think I would stick it on because it's three-dimensional. But I like that idea of doing like maybe that kind of squiggly marks or something. I need more markers. That's what I need, because these markers maybe aren't the best for this. And I'm not 100% sure I like that. But maybe I'll just go in with the marker I have and do some stuff with it. Okay, so let's just go in and start doing some. This is called hatching when you do this type of thing, and that's a good way to fill in areas quite quickly. I think I did a drawing challenge, and it's quite possible I did a whole tutorial on making patterns. So this is one way to make patterns, is with the cross hatching. It's definitely a fun way. Oh, I keep moving in the wrong direction with this. I'm going off camera. Next time I'm going to bring my camera a little. I don't know if I can. Let me see. Oh, ooh, look at that. Okay, we'll see if it works on your. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I should have done that earlier. That's too much now. Okay, let's see how that goes. Yeah, look at that. I was able to get it a little bit closer. I have to get in the right spot. I have to go up. I have to go up more. There we go. I'll get it right. Don't worry. A little more. And more. How about that? Takes me a while to get in the right spot. That should be good. There, should be good. Can you see that? I think that's good. A little more. Okay. I should have done that earlier, but now you can see a little more. It's just a little bit, how do I say? Still, oh, it's reversed. That's the problem. It's reversed, so it's really hard to see. Amanda, hello. How you doing? Yeah, I decided to do nice to see you. I decided to do a live stream to test it because I haven't done a live stream for 2 years, so I wanted to test out my live stream and just doodle. So with no huge goals in mind other than to fill in the paper with designs and work on the gratitude journal. But I will do some more lives, and if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like me to do live, I've done some watercolor lives before, so I'd definitely like to do that. And I mean, I have the regular wired live stream tomorrow, but I definitely want to do some more on this channel because that's my goal this year, is to expand this one a little bit more, do some more challenges, explore some different mediums. It's just fun. It's just fun. So this one is maybe not as cohesive as my last one sketch that I did, but you never know, and that's not the goal, is for it to turn out to be a beautiful work of art. The goal is just to explore and have fun with it. And the beauty is in the depth of the work, so the more detail you put into it, the more beautiful it is, even if it's not perfect. See, and I'm not loving these because it was a thick marker. So what happens if we go over it with this marker? And that's something you don't know until you try. So these collages and sketches are almost like a kind of sampler to see what works and what doesn't. But this already gives it a little bit more depth, because I find the thick marker was a little blah. So this way we have a more three-dimensional spiral because it's got 2 different markers. And then it also just breaks up the pure gray, which is interesting. I didn't do any of those squigglies with the marker. That might have been a better idea, to do that one like with a marker, because I'm worried it's gonna smudge, but maybe it won't. Did you put a link to the butterflies? Oh, there's no actual link, Amanda, because they were done in Serena's Art Lovers Academy, And that's a membership program that my friend Serena has to do the butterflies. So I did put a link to the background, which was the bouquet background, but those butterflies themselves, as far as I know, she doesn't have a tutorial, but basically what they are is they're many layers of watercolor, and then she goes in with colored pencils, and that was how she did those butterflies. They're very a very long process. Like we've done it for three weeks, I think. But there might be something similar online. Yeah, there might be something similar. But yeah, I just love Serena's style. She does a lot of very painstaking illustrations and paintings and things like that. So now we're going to do this. And Serena is a friend from Montreal, and then she started her online program about a year ago. But I used to do in-person classes with her, and then she was my business mentor when she was running a business program online, and she ran a women's entrepreneurial network in Montreal. But now she's really focused on her art, which is really nice. There we go. So I'm just playing around with this, and with no necessarily end goal in mind. So I'm just going to fill in some of these areas with doodles. And then, you know, if you guys want to come and go, it's totally fine. Like I said, I just decided to do this live since I was going to make this anyways. I thought, well, why don't I just go live and play with it? We had a new person hop in earlier. It was Beverly hopped on. I drew the cat and sent it to your messenger. Oh, cool. Let me have a look. There we go. Let's see. Messenger. Oops. Go back. Connie. Oh, it's so cute, Connie. There's Connie's cat. Oh, it's gonna be backwards, but that's, you guys see the idea. That is the cutest cat. That's so fun. So you did this with the kids? That's awesome. It's so adorable. I love it. Aw, so nice. And the kids would color it in? Was that the idea? Tell me a little bit more about the project. That's awesome. Very fun. Doing art with kids is the best. I used to love it so much. I'm just going to fill these in any which way. Patterns. It's based on Laurel Birch. Oh yeah, I think Laurel Birch. I remember, I think you mentioned her to me a while ago. Draw different patterns. Aw, that's so fun. Ooh, Valentine's project. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some Valentine's Day stuff. I like that idea. Yeah, Valentine's is coming up soon. Wow. Time flies, eh? It's, I think in a week from Friday or something. My dad's birthday is on the 10th. So that's coming up. He had his 90th last year. So we're keeping it pretty low key this year. Yeah, so it's just, I do like using the thinner marker to fill it in. And it's also going to give it a little bit more breathing space. I a little bit regret those colors in there, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. So yeah, I'm just going to, I think, keep going with the marker. And then, oh, we can do these ones first, and then those. And just play. And I think that's what I ended up doing at that workshop, was I just played with the markers, and then suddenly I had filled in the whole area. And look, this goes down here, but I can still, because this was paper, I can still draw on there, no problem. I'll just go ahead and fill in these. And we'll do some more of these. And maybe I'll do some little spirals. And I think I'm gonna just go ahead and fill in these areas too. Why not? Hopefully it'll still show up as being a stand. I just don't want too much empty space. I just kind of wanted to fill it in a little bit. So now we could just do some more wire or little lines. And then down here too. And more down here. It's okay if it ends up being a little more squiggly. There. And then here, what do we want to do here? We can just go ahead and, make it more flower-like. I don't know. I'm just playing with it. Around here. I do like those squiggly things. And then if I get the spirograph, maybe the next one I do will be a spirograph. I mean, I like hopping on and doing this live. And then that way if people want to hop on and off, or if you guys want to, next time I do one, if you want to bring your own papers and markers and work on one at the same time. And we could do it like one of those Let's Get Wired things where you send photos of what you're working on, and I can share it with people just so people can see how it looks, which would be really fun too. But this one shouldn't take me too much longer to finish. And you know, there's always going to be ones you like more than others, but I think this is going to be all right. I just love the process. It's just so fun. You can do random things. And you could even go in with watercolor paper. This sketchbook paper is pretty resistant, so I mean with watercolors, I don't know if the effects would be that great with the watercolor, but you can also just do this on a piece of watercolor paper, and then that way it would you'd be able to do those fun like blending techniques and stuff like that. That would be really fun. Do some little details, and then here too, we can just fill in the paper a little bit. I think I'm going to stick to this marker for now. I think it's going to be good. You can gradually kind of curve these out. Okay, so we've done all that. See, we're almost done. It doesn't really take that long. And then around here, we can decide how we want to do it. Like if you want to continue with the curvy lines, you can. Maybe we'll do the curvy lines more here. When I do figure drawing, I do a lot of these like, it's like contour lines. I just like the way they look. And then we can do other like patterns if you want. It's nice to do a little bit of variety. There we go. Oh, no problem, Amanda. Thanks for hopping on to say hello. And I'll post a picture of the final one in the art group so you can see it. And be sure to keep sharing your artwork, Amanda. I always love seeing it in the group. You do such beautiful work. So yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so let's just keep going with this guy. Let's do some little shapes. Go around here. Here. Sounds great. Yeah, I'll see what I can do for that for sure. Kristen, there you go. Kristen, I should have messaged you to tell you I was on doing a live stream because it was very improvised. And I wasn't really expecting to stay on that long, but I'm doing a collage. And I'm just going to finish the collage and then call it a day. But I thought it'd be fun just to hop on and do it live. Next time I'll let you know in advance because I wasn't even sure if it was going to work out. I was actually going to try to multitask and watch a video and color at the same time, but it's impossible to focus when there's people on the live stream. I actually didn't expect anyone to hop on the live stream, so this has been a bonus that people have hopped on. Looks great, thank you. Yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun with this and going with the flow and just seeing what's going to happen here. And that's the fun thing about these collages is there's no end goal. You just put down a few things that you find inspirational. I have my little folder of stuff that I've saved over the years, so that's fun. Maybe I'll continue with the contour lines here to give it a bit of continuity. It's nice to repeat patterns and stuff too. I think we did a lot of this patterny stuff I think we did that in high school. Kristen, do you remember if Mrs. Adams did a lot of this type of thing? I don't remember. She definitely did a lot of really interesting art projects. But I don't remember if she did a lot of patterning stuff. I think she did, to be honest. I think so. Let's do a few more here. We're going to keep our staff there. I like these little funny little circly shapes too. I don't know if I should outline these or not. Could outline. Maybe it'd be better to outline them with this. You remember doing patterns. I probably have some of your patterns. I still have your artwork from high school in my room that I saved from the parents' place when they moved. There we go. So sometimes it's good to outline them. It's not always necessary. We can just go around here. It's fun. And I really like the outlines around some of those shapes. I almost want to do the butterfly too, but I don't know if it's necessary or not. I can try it. I mean, it's got nothing to lose. So let's just go ahead and do the rest of the oh, I'm going here. I got to stay on screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. There we go. And then we could do some more. Just random patterns. Not gonna worry too much about them. They're not even regular now, they're getting really messy. Okay, that's all right. We could do more of the hatching, cross hatching, just to fill in the rest of the page. Sometimes I wonder, oh my goodness, I'm never gonna finish this, and then before you turn around, it's done. So, and now I can know exactly how much time I spent on it because I've been live for 107 minutes, so that's an hour and a half. So I guess in general, a piece like this would take about 2 hours, so which is nice, you know. It's nice to spend time on something and spend time on something you really enjoy. And like I said, I don't really care what the final product turns out like because it's just an experiment. This is for fun. And usually it works out pretty good. so we've gone, I'm wondering if I want to outline the butterfly or if I should bother. Oops, here, I'm bringing this close to me again. I do like when things are outlined, but it also might smudge the marker. So we're going to see. We're just going to go around here, and I don't want to put too much either. I don't know if I want to put it around. Now this is a different color too. That's not the same one that I used. I have to find the lid for that one. Oh, I've started putting patterns on the kitty. Yay! Oh yes, definitely put her in the art page. I would love that. Oh, I'm so happy you hopped on tonight. It's so cool. I don't know if I want to outline this. You know what? Sometimes I don't know, and then you just try it. And sometimes it works, and sometimes not. So we're going to try it. Trouble is it's somewhat making the marker bleed a little bit, I think. But that's okay. This is definitely a better color than the other one. Okay, and then around here, okay, around here. So I can't really access it, so I'm gonna have to move this. I'm not coordinated enough to do that. Okay, so I don't regret that. I kind of like outlining the butterfly, and like I said, these things I'm not super thrilled with, but there's gonna be things that you like and things that you don't like, and that's totally normal. So you can just, if there's areas you don't really like, you can go in and change them, you can add things. But I think that's pretty good. Let me just see if, I forget what color I did for the music notes. Was it this one? It was this one, because I almost feel like you need another note over here, just to give it a little bit more continuity. There we go. I don't know, just to give it a little bit more kind of pattern. I think it's kind of cool. Even do like 3 notes or something if you wanted to. Like there's always things you can go in and improve or change. You could define this a little bit more. The notes in there are more squiggly. These ones are more straight. Aw, thank you. Thanks, Amber. So I think we're good. I think we're good for tonight. This is 111 minutes. Let's just, whoops, let's just double check that. This part, maybe just do a little line up here, around here. But you see how actually easy it is? Just, if you just go with it and have fun with it, and don't like worry too much about the final product. And don't worry if you make a mistake. Like, see this one, I didn't like that, so I glued that on top. And do I want to outline it? Maybe. So there's always things you could go in and change. And, you know, play with, like, say you want to outline this too. Sometimes you can't, you know, go back, but you can always glue on top. It's definitely not a problem to collage on top if you feel like you've kind of made a mistake or gone too far. I love lines, so I tend to do a lot of lines, and sometimes a little too much, to the point that it becomes very graphic, but I don't mind. I don't mind if there's too many lines. But now is the point where you just kind of look at it and you wonder if anything is missing. If you want to add something to it. Okay, I want to do a little more lines in there. And down here. Sometimes you could be really picky too and just do like little extra bits. Maybe here, around here, around here to get his chance there. So it's all just like little things that you might want to fix or not. This one I didn't outline. This one I outlined. I don't know if it's necessary to outline it or not. You don't have to because you already kind of have outlines here with that type of thing. This one I did outline, but it ended up being a little bit, I'm not sure if I want to outline those. Let me get my things. And let's see if we want to outline any of those. I don't know if it's really necessary or not. Could try it. It's going to be very subtle. Yeah, it just maybe makes it pop a little bit more. Let's see this one too, if you want to. But these are like little optional steps. If you want to make it like a little bit more defined. But not necessary. Is that smaller or bigger? That was a big one. Oh yeah. So we can try a little bit. It's okay. It makes it a little sharper, but it's not necessary. So guys, I think I'm going to call that done. And thank you so much for hopping on. That was super fun. I did not expect to do a live stream tonight. That was really awesome. And Connie, I can't wait to see your kitty. And if anybody makes a collage or any art and you want to share it in the Wire Makers Club, not the Wire Makers Club, my brain's going numb. It's Heather Boyd Art. So if you want to share it in Heather Boyd Art, that would be awesome. And or if you don't want to share in the group and want to email pictures of your art, you can email me. That would be awesome. And I will talk to you guys maybe on the live stream tomorrow. I don't know if I can flip the screen. I'm gonna see, because I didn't flip the screen to start. I might be upside down if I flip the screen. We're gonna see. Okay, so let's see. Am I gonna be upside down? I'm upside down. Bye guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hopping on. Bye.